Attention Detroit Lions fans, this update just came in and it's urgent. Breaking news, last-minute information, and a development that is extremely important for the future of the franchise. Kelvin Sheppard, the current defensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, has just secured an in-person interview for the Miami Dolphins head coaching position. Yes, you heard that right. A key member of Dan Campbell's coaching staff is now officially on the radar of another NFL franchise, and this could have direct impacts on both the present and the future of the Lions. Sources have confirmed that the interview is already scheduled and will take place face-to-face, which naturally sets off maximum alert levels in Detroit. But hold on, before jumping to any rushed conclusions, there is important context behind all of this that you need to understand. And in just a moment, I'll explain why this situation is far more complex and potentially far more explosive than it appears at first glance. But before diving into the hottest details of this update, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, because this is where you get the fastest, most direct, and most impactful Detroit Lions news, always with insight and analysis you won't find anywhere else. Now let's go deeper, because what's behind this interview could change a lot. According to Tom Pelissero of NFL Network, Kelvin Sheppard will be interviewed in person by the Dolphins this Monday. And while in-person interviews usually signal strong interest, it's important to stay grounded right now. Sheppard has a personal connection to South Florida, where his family lives, and he often spends his vacations in the area. In addition, he wore a Dolphins uniform from 2014 to 2015, right in the prime of his playing career. In other words, the interview location isn't just strategic, it's also convenient. Still, the symbolic weight of this move can't be ignored. We're talking about a coach who only began his coaching career in 2020 as LSU's Director of Player Development, and since experienced a meteoric rise within the Lions organization. He went from outside linebackers coach in 2021 to linebackers coach from 2022 through 2024, before taking over as defensive coordinator following Aaron Glenn's departure. Even though the defense took a step back last season, Sheppard is widely respected inside the locker room, praised for his leadership, communication skills, and ability to adapt. Dan Campbell himself has made it clear that he sees Sheppard as a coach still very much on the rise, someone who learns quickly, adjusts concepts, and grows with experience. And it's exactly this profile that makes Sheppard so highly valued around the league. Now, pay close attention to this crucial point. The competition for the job in Miami is extremely tough. Kelvin Sheppard is not alone in this race. The Dolphins are also evaluating names such as Jeff Hafley, the Packers' defensive coordinator and considered by many to be the favorite, along with Robert Saleh of the 49ers, Chris Shula of the Rams, and Clint Kubiak, the Seahawks' offensive coordinator. So even with all the respect Sheppard has earned, the path to becoming a head coach will not be easy, but the mere fact that he is part of this conversation already says a lot about how much his name has grown across the league. And while this stirs movement behind the scenes within the coaching staff, on the field, another important Lions name also drew attention with a strong and honest statement. Jameson Williams, one of the team's top wide receivers, made a direct admission about what needs to change heading into 2026. After a clear breakout season in 2025, posting career-best numbers, 65 receptions and 1,117 yards, Williams made it clear that he's not satisfied and knows exactly where he needs to improve: physical strength. Williams openly stated that his main focus this offseason is getting stronger, adding muscle, and being able to better hold his ground in contact situations. Listed at 6'1" and 181 pounds, the receiver admitted that on crowded routes he can get pushed around too easily, something he wants to fix without losing his greatest weapon, elite speed. And here's the detail that could elevate the Lions' offense even further. Jameson Williams is already among the NFL leaders in yards per reception since entering the league,
maintaining impressive averages above 17 yards both in 2025 and throughout his career. If he can add physicality to his game without sacrificing explosiveness, Detroit could be looking at a truly unstoppable receiver. The roster already features physical options like Amon-Ra St. Brown and the young Isaac Tesla, but Williams is the deep threat who stretches the field. In a rebound scenario for 2026, following a disappointing 8-9 season marked by injuries and inconsistency, every small improvement matters. And both the potential departure of Kelvin Sheppard and the physical evolution of Jameson Williams point to one clear reality: the Lions are at a decisive moment. What's being built right now could determine whether Detroit storms back into the playoffs or faces another stretch of uncertainty. If you made it all the way to the end, comment "Go Lions," because the next major update could drop at any moment and you will want to be ready.
Attention Detroit Lions fans, let's move on to the next update, and this one is truly surprising. An urgent, breaking update that could directly impact the future of Detroit's offense. A veteran valued at around $50 million, released by a major divisional rival, could be on his way to the Lions in 2026. Yes, we're talking about a move that few people expected, and that, if it happens, could completely change the offensive outlook of the franchise. While the Chicago Bears are enjoying one of their best seasons in recent years in 2025, with 11 regular season wins under Ben Johnson and an epic playoff qualification after a dramatic comeback against the Green Bay Packers in the wild card round, not everything is perfect inside the roster. Behind this successful campaign, an important name ended up taking a step back, losing space, relevance, and possibly his future in Chicago. And that's exactly where Detroit enters the picture, watching everything closely, because this situation could turn into a golden opportunity for the Lions to strengthen a position that has clearly shown vulnerability. Despite the Bears' collective success, 2025 was a disappointing year for tight end Cole Kmet. The 26-year-old player, once viewed as a key piece of Chicago's offense, finished the season with just 30 receptions, 347 yards, and 2 touchdowns in 16 games, numbers well below expectations for a player of his caliber and resume. To make matters worse, Kmet lost his starting role to rookie Colston Loveland, who quickly earned the coaching staff's trust and established himself as the team's primary tight end. As a result, Kmet's role became increasingly limited, turning him into a nearly expendable piece within the Bears' offensive scheme. According to NFL insiders, this loss of importance opens a very real possibility that Chicago could choose to release the veteran this offseason. If that happens, the Detroit Lions immediately emerge as one of the most logical destinations. Mike Payton of A to Z Sports was blunt, stating that the Lions learned the hard way in 2025 just how crucial depth at the tight end position truly is. According to him, Kmet offers exactly what Detroit needs, a player who can contribute both as a pass catcher and as a blocker, a highly valued combination in Jared Goff's offense. And now comes the part that makes this even more intriguing, so pay close attention. After 2 very promising seasons, Sam LaPorta was limited in 2025 by a serious back injury, appearing in only 9 games and totaling 489 receiving yards. Internally, the expectation is that LaPorta will be fully healthy for 2026 and return at a high level, but relying solely on that would be an unnecessary risk for a franchise with clear ambitions to compete at the top of the NFC. Adding a reliable, experienced, and well-rounded tight end like Cole Kmet would be an extremely smart move, especially if he comes on a team-friendly contract. Even with an initial projection of roughly $9 million over the salary cap, the Lions have room for maneuvers, restructures, and adjustments before free agency. That could open enough space to take a chance on Kmet without jeopardizing the team's financial future. A potential pairing of LaPorta and Kmet would give Goff a new dimension in the offense, creating constant mismatches and providing more security in critical moments. Now I want to know what you think. Would you sign Cole Kmet if he's released by the Bears? Leave your comment down below.
And if you want to keep receiving all Detroit Lions news firsthand, always up to date, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing.